We start tonight with breaking news. President Joe Biden speaking to the nation tonight following the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump yesterday while he was on the campaign trail. Here's the message the president shared tonight.
My fellow Americans, I want to speak to you tonight about the need for us to lower the temperature in our politics. And to remember, while we may disagree, we are not enemies. We're neighbors, we're friends, co-workers, citizens, and most importantly, we're our fellow Americans. We must stand together. There's no place in America for this kind of violence, or for any violence ever. Period. No exceptions. We can't allow this violence to be normalized.
President Biden went on to say politics must never be a battlefield. It should be an arena for peaceful debate and to pursue justice. And you can watch the president's full speech on our website, CBS8.com. Right now, federal investigators trying to figure out why a would-be assassin attempted to take the life of former President Trump at that rally in Pennsylvania. One bystander was killed, 2 others critically injured. The shooter has now been identified as a 20-year-old from a town just 1 hour south of the rally's location. Meg Oliver has the very latest from Western Pennsylvania.
Federal agents were spotted in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, where the gunman, Thomas Crooks, lived.
They asked us to leave our house. They told us it was a state of emergency. No warning. They just knocked on the door in the middle of the night.
Take a look at what happened.
Sources say the firearm the 20-year-old used in the assassination attempt was legally purchased by and registered to the shooter's father. Law enforcement sources tell CBS News bystanders spotted Crooks shortly before the shooting and reported his presence to law enforcement. Officials momentarily lost track of the gunman minutes before he opened fire at the Trump rally, firing 6 to 8 rounds from an AR-style weapon approximately 400 feet from the podium.
We have to remember that even in these times where there are real divisions, that we have to address those divisions through engagement in the political and civic process in a peaceful manner.
Suspicious devices were also found in the gunman's vehicle, and a device that appeared capable of triggering the devices was found in the gunman's possession.
This is not some game. This is not politics. A real human being lost their life.
Officials want to know how Crooks was able to get so close to President Trump.
We are continuously monitoring information related to the event, so we're confident in the plans that we have, and we're moving forward with those plans.
Crooks' political leanings are unclear. Records show he was registered as a Republican voter in Pennsylvania, but previously made a $15 donation to a Democratic-aligned group. Meg Oliver, CBS News, Sarva, Pennsylvania.
The FBI added that it believes Crooks acted alone and that he was not previously on the Bureau's radar. Meanwhile, the Trump campaign has sanctioned a GoFundMe for the victim in yesterday's shooting. At last check, they have raised $3 million. The attempted assassination of former President Trump comes just 2 days before the Republican National Convention is set to begin. This here is a live look at the convention center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where more than 50,000 delegates, politicians, and spectators are expected to gather starting tomorrow. Trump is in Milwaukee right now after saying the attack would not delay his trip. Tonight, we are hearing from a San Diego man who was actually at the former president's rally yesterday and will be at that convention as well tomorrow. CBS 8's Jasmine Ramirez joins us now in studio to share his experience. Jasmine.
Yeah, well, Steve, the man we spoke with says he was just 10 yards from the former president when the gunfire rang out. Take a listen.
Take a look at what happened.
I was in the front row, right in the center, right in front of the podium.
Here you can see Blake Marnell at the rally. He's a California delegate from Mountain View and says he's been to roughly 40 Trump rallies over the years. Yesterday, he remembers hearing loud noises and thought it could be firecrackers. Then it happened again.
Hear a second set of noises. And that's when it clicked to me, this is gunfire. This is actually happening. This is not a prank. This is not firecrackers on the ground. This is gunfire. It's an assassination attempt.
He ducked and saw the Secret Service jump into action on stage. He says they were working to move Trump and started a countdown.
I saw the president standing up, and I could see the blood on the top of his ear. You know, I could tell that it wasn't coming from like inside of his ear. I could tell it was a cut at the top, I could see that he just say, "I'm still here," shaking his fist.
Marnell was relieved to later learn Trump would be okay. He's now in Milwaukee getting ready to attend the Republican National Convention.
We just have to take away 2 words: fear not. We can't let fear run our lives as Americans. We can't do it. And I think that that's something that is pretty much universally agreed upon within both sides of the American political spectrum.
Now, we also asked him if he has any concerns going to the convention this week. He says he's undeterred. He believes the event's organizers and law enforcement are taking steps to make it as safe as possible. Steve?
Jasmine, thank you. Right now, El Cajon Mayor Bill Wells is also on his way to the Republican National Convention. He and his wife are delegates, and they'll be part of the voting process to make former President Trump the official presidential nominee for the Republican Party. And we talked with Mayor Wells this afternoon as he was waiting for his flight to Milwaukee, and he tells us he wasn't completely surprised by yesterday's attempted assassination following weeks of heated conversations surrounding the presidential election.
When you fill the airwaves constantly, 24 hours a day, with so much hurtful and hateful rhetoric, don't be surprised when people who are a bit unhinged decide to take matters into their own hands.
Concerning heightened security at the convention, Mayor Wells says he's not worried, stating the event will likely be the safest place in the world tomorrow, and he's hopeful that this convention will help bring the Republican Party back together.
I really sense that a lot of people like me are really moving towards finding a way to reconcile both divided parts of our country into one more unified part. And I'm hoping that's the direction we go in.
Mayor Wells told us that each day of the convention will have its own theme, starting with Make America Wealthy once again and ending with Make America Great once again. Following yesterday's shooting, disinformation is rampant all across the internet, from supposed pictures of the shooter to the weapon he used. Ariane Daytil from our National Verify team is here now to help sort fact from fiction.
Something that said, take a look at what happened.
In the hours following the shooting at a Trump rally on July 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania, an incident the FBI is investigating as an assassination attempt of the former president, misinformation circulated about the identity of the shooter. So let's verify some key questions about the alleged suspect using these sources. First up, what do we know about the shooter? The FBI identified the shooter as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, a Pittsburgh suburb about 50 miles from the Trump rally. The Secret Service confirmed that its agents shot and killed the suspect. Federal campaign finance records show that when Crooks was 17, he donated $15 to Act Blue, a progressive political action committee. Pennsylvania voting records show Crooks is now a registered Republican. November would have been the first presidential election he was eligible to vote in. Has an official picture of Crooks been released? No. In the aftermath of the shooting, several photos claiming to be the suspected shooter went viral, but none of them are of Crooks. This photo being shown is actually Italian YouTuber Marco Violi. Other posts show images of comedian Sam Hyde. Photos of Hyde have appeared online since at least 2015 after various high-profile mass shootings across the country and have become a sort of meme associated with gun violence. Next, have officials confirmed what type of weapon was used? Yes, according to several news organizations, law enforcement recovered an AR-style rifle at the scene. 2 law enforcement officials also told the Associated Press that investigators believe the weapon Crooks used was bought by his father at least 6 months ago. Does Crooks have a criminal record? No. Public Pennsylvania court records show no past criminal cases against Crooks. If any juvenile records exist, they would be sealed. As always, be wary of potential misinformation in the wake of news events like this. Think about the source of the information you're hearing or seeing before sharing. The FBI says this is an ongoing investigation. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Daytil.
Ariane, thank you, and please stay with us as we continue to follow the very latest on this developing story.